Hello and good morning, everyone. Welcome to our morning market update for Monday, September the 25th. We're getting a week of trade here for the month, and then we get into some weaker seasonality in the month of October. But we're going to talk about a lot of things today. Let's save that for another session. Today we're going to cover a lot of different subjects in the session. We're going to talk about Donald Trump and the new tax. We're going to talk about the fourth round of Brexit talks. We're going to talk about Angela Merkel, why oil prices are so much higher today, and last but not least, why Apple could be in big trouble and how to trade it. All right, so let's start out with this. In Asia, Japan, markets in Japan are up 0.5%. Hong Kong markets got pounded down 4%. Really big sell-off in the Asian session here. China's down 0.4%. India's down 0.9% as well. In Europe at midday, London's down 0.2%. Paris is down 0.3%. Frankfurt's up 0.2%. And futures here in the United States session, Dow Jones down 0.1%, 0.1%. NASDAQ is down 0.1%. Crude oil is pretty much flat at the moment. Gold slightly higher, but holding about slightly below 1,300 even. Traded down as low as 1291 are my support for the week. Here's what I got to say. Really bad red negative session in Asia, slow in Europe, and then now we have a little bit of support or a little bit of weakness, but at support on the U.S. market. So certainly the trade is loaded with a lot of shorts, and I think a buy-stop squeeze could run us to the upside today, so I'm slightly bullish on today's activity. All right, in terms of economic news, 10:30 we have the Dallas Fed manufacturing survey, and at 12:40 we have Fed's Evans monetary policy speech. You're going to hear some more from Fed Speaker Evans. That's going to be into our topics. We got a lot to cover. Donald Trump and the Republicans have leaked a portion of their tax plan. Let me just make sure that's not something on YouTube. Can you guys hear the audio on YouTube and see the video? Donna, can you confirm? Just because last time we had some issues. Donald Trump, the Republican leader, is expected to release a tax plan this week. All right, it's going to slash the corporate rate to 20% from the current 35%. That was the leaked number. They're going to go from a 7 tax tier system to just 3. All right, so to simplify the tax system, the top one is going to be the top percentage of the wealthiest people are going to have their income tax reduced, but so is the corporate rate. It's also going to be reduced from 35 to 20%. Donald Trump even says it's going to be low as 15%. He did on Sunday. So there's some bullish expectations out of this. The market's fallen for this before, saying, hey, look, we have a tax plan and we haven't got any details. Now there's some details emerging. So there could be a little bit more upside coming up in the next little bit. Do you guys hear that background noise? One second. That is a 1950 vehicle starting up. That's an incredible moment. I wish I was there to witness it, but I'm with you guys doing up there. My grandfather owns a car called the Moskvich, Russian vehicle. Awesome automobile. Turns heads wherever he goes. Takes a whole day to start up. Anyways, next thing I want to talk about today is, so yeah, look for the market to get excited on this latest details of the tax plan from Donald Trump. All right, we're heading to the fourth round of Brexit talks today in Brussels in Germany. That follows Theresa May's speech on Friday, which basically said a 2-year transitional period and the UK would honor its financial obligations with as much as $20 billion payment per year as they anticipate or separate from the European Union. So there's more to come out of that today. Watch the British pound, GBP. Watch the euro, EUR, and watch them versus the dollar. So watch GBP USD, Euro USD, and watch the cross-currency rate of Euro GBP. All right, Angela Merkel and other news out of Europe has won a first term. It's historic. However, her support slid. She only captured 9% of the vote. It's the worst result for her party since 1949. Despite winning this election, she lost because she now needs to form a coalition government with either the Green Party or the FDP and or both. Obviously, she's lost some of the reign, some of her influence, and markets are taking that on a bit of a nervous note as this Brexit process goes on, as well as UK leaves the European Union and Germany's situation. They kind of with this election is actually putting a little bit of fear into the markets. The euro has slid about 50 points, 50 pips off of the open. Look for some more downside. So I think today, depending on how talks go out of Brussels, the good idea for the trade would be to get long the pound, short the euro to finance that trade. The euro, the pound will be strong depending on what Theresa May says. All right. Oil prices today continue higher. They're up over $51 on news of a Kurdish independence vote. All right. The President Erdogan from Turkey warned on Monday he could cut off a pipeline that carries oil from northern Iraq to the outside world. All right. Turkey fears this independence vote that could set back its own campaign to start. They've been trying to fight Kurdish insurgency fighters for a long time. So that's how Turkey's kind of meddles in this and involved. But there's a referendum and independence vote upcoming. There's a lot of chatter that's building around this, and that kind of has implications on the supply side of oil, and that's helping price find its way higher today. So you need to know about that. That's very big front and center news if you're trading the oil market. All right, last thing and market update is Apple. Apple's in trouble again. We told you last week, look out, Apple's not having a lot of turnout for their iPhone 8s. And I read an article that read the following title. It said, you know how when they have launch events, there's a lot of consumers lined up waiting to buy an Apple iPhone, and they have the security guards put up blockades and barricades to kind of stem the crowd and control them and make them go around into little circles until they get into the store because there's thousands of people lining up. Well, I read an article with the headline that said, the perfect crowd control mechanism. Price your iPhone at $1,200. That much money for an iPhone. With that much money, you could put that money in the futures market and almost earn yourself a full-time income for the cost of one stinking smartphone. How smart is it to pay $1,200 for a phone? From now forward, I propose all smartphones are called dumb phones because of Apple and price stress. But the situation is Tim Cook has told suppliers for the iPhone X to scale back their part deliveries. So what does that mean? They kind of, Apple said, hey, you know what? Our latest launch didn't go so well. We're a little bit worried for iPhone X. Let's not produce as many units. Let's scale back our production. That's not a good sign for sales. Okay, that really scares the market when they start to hear things like that. And I'm looking at the stat, about 40% of the original, it's a 60% roll the initial quality. Imagine quantity, rather. Imagine being a CEO of a company saying, I want to produce 100 million phones, let's say. And you say, you know what, scratch that. You call your suppliers and say, I'm only producing 40 million phones. It's a 60% reduction in what you were initially planning. Short stock, short Apple suppliers, look to the downside. Any rallies, you could hit Apple over the head with some shorts, buy some long puts, or try to do a put spread in a debit position, or just get long flat out a single put and try to ride it out. Good luck, guys. TradePro, a moment today promises to be a little bit of a market. We may not see as much movement. We may not see as much volatility, but there's a lot of news hitting the tape this week. There's a lot of central banking activity. Watch for that, and especially watch for more of this tax plan from Donald Trump and his administration as some more things are confirmed as we find out the next two tiers of the brackets. It's going to be very interesting to see how the market finally digests this and what the full details are, because you can always promise something good, but behind that something good, something has to be taken away. And if something's always good, then especially not in politics. You've always got to give and get to give in that environment. So you can't make a tax plan super beneficial for everybody because that drains your budget, right? The United States is already in a massive deficit, so they're not going to be able to increase their deficit further, or they could be in trouble. Take care. I'm going to leave you guys. I got to open up our trading room. We got a full day of trading here ahead. Let's get in there and lean on this and make some money. You guys have a great day. I encourage you to check out our trading room, TradeProAcademy.com. You can sign up for a 14-day money-back guaranteed trial. You guys will absolutely love it. There's education, there's interactive, and there's also a trading room where we all trade together in a live, interactive environment every morning, Monday to Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Take care. All the best. I'll see you on tomorrow morning's morning market update. See you later, guys. Trade Pros, let's open up the room. Just give me one moment. I shut down the broadcast. YouTube. Bye, YouTube. Take care. All the best.